Phil from Whitechapel, and you're watching Rock Metal News.
Hey guys, this is Ron from YouTube's Rock and Metal News with a Rock and Metal News CD review of the new Whitechapel. The album is Our Endless War. It is their 5th studio album, and it is out on April the 29th through Metal Blade Records. Very highly anticipated for myself, the new Whitechapel. I loved their last album, Whitechapel self-titled album, and it did make our top albums for that year when it was released. So really looking forward to this album. The album opens up with a song called Rise, which is an instrumental. It's got some snare rolls in it and some subtle acoustic and electric guitar, and it slowly builds the tension for the album. And it's about 1:20 long, and it has a great opening feeling to the album. Then it cuts right into Our Endless War. This opens up with a real double time feel. The crowd would go nuts live for this song. I really like the way this song opens. Phil's voice is good, not overproduced in this song. Has a great Whitechapel sound, and the use of the floor tom in this album makes it just adds a lot of heaviness, and it's a great fast opening track. Number 3 is The Saw is the Law. Now, most of us are familiar with this track as it was the first song released by Whitechapel. Now, this song had some mixed reviews because of possibly the production of the song, maybe some of the guitar effects, or maybe some of the vocal effects. So people were a bit divided on the production of this song. To me, it almost appeared that they were experimenting a bit with the sound, and it almost had a sound of some other sort of modern type sounds, almost like a periphery guitar sound, or Animals as Leaders, or Veil of Maya, and it kind of diverted a bit from the real, just raw, unproduced sort of Whitechapel sound that we're kind of familiar with. So, whether or not they're experimenting a bit with it, it's a solid song, but basically overall it just had a different sound or feel to it. We move on to number 4, which is a song called Mono. This one here, this guitar sound is different than The Saw is the Law. It's a nice, fast, raw guitar riff, a really quick song. Definitely a song that you could have a circle pit to. You can feel the anger in Phil's voice in this one. There's some nice changes throughout this track. They bring it down for a bit near the end, and then they raise it back up again into the brutality. So a good song. Mono was good. Number 5, Let Me Burn. They proclaim in this song, the mouth of hell is open wide. This track has a really heavy plotting feeling to it. The track also has a different type of feel to it, almost musically. It has more of a modern mix, almost like the Saw is the Law type of mix in it. I really enjoyed the end of this one, and really like the part at the end where it says "Let me burn" in the lyrics. So really kind of open up nicely at the end. Number 6 is Worship the Digital Age. Phil hits some amazing lows in this track. The lyrics are really interesting. The track has a real kind of dragging feeling, really slow and grinding, real crunchy guitar in it. They bring you all through different speeds in this track. It's up and down, it's slow, fast. I like how this song ends. It has some really interesting kick drum patterns that fade out. Maybe they could have dragged that on a little bit longer, but very cool song, very heavy. And the next song is number 7, How Times Have Changed. Nice vocal layering in this track. The one thing is they did use a lot of effects on the vocals in some areas on this one. And this one here had a nice slow change to it around the 150 mark that added a lot to the dynamics of the album and the song, and there's kind of some spoken word in it. Lyrically, it wasn't a super strong song, but they seemed, again, they were doing a little bit of experimenting in this one. Now for the good news. to me, this album, I almost felt like I listened to two different albums. The first half of the album from track 1 to 7, and then when it hit track number 8, Psychopathy, wow, did Whitechapel just show their face. I'll tell you, the second half of the album, to me, was much stronger. Psychopathy starts with some acoustic guitar, then a nice growling scream from Phil, enter blast beats, then they had some just great drum fills, and Phil runs through some of his quick vocal phrases. They had a nice break, tempo changes in the middle, just probably my favorite track of the album. This song could have opened up, and maybe in the order of that they put it in, it could have been maybe one of the opening songs of the album. Just a great song, and just kind of made the album. I was kind of worried a bit coming through it, but this song really just took me back to the Whitechapel sound. Number 9 was Blacked Out. This one again, very good, nice fast track. The album seems to be picking up at this this point. Blast beats, fast double kicks, the lyrics becoming more interesting, some real cool musical breaks in the track, some nice leads with the kick, great solos. The last 2 tracks, very good. The solos really start to pick up in the last half of the CD. Number 10, another great song called Diggs Road. Starts slow and ominous, some distorted picking, and it just right about 1:30 in there, about a minute and 30 of just nice old style Whitechapel sound before Phil even hits a note. And just great, some real cool bluesy guitar riffs in this one, really great solos. This one here, they used like a distant effect on the vocals in the middle of the track, followed by a really nice, well-produced solo. This is a Whitechapel of old. So the tracks 8, 9, 10 were just amazing. There's a couple of bonus tracks that I had listened to on this one as well. This one is Process So Familiar. This is one of the bonus tracks. That one there, fast, utter chaos in it, just tons of blast beats, crazy riffing, great use of harmonized guitar in this track as well. They just really rip it up, and it's got some really amazing drum fills. I mean, Ben is just an amazing drummer. He's just an amazing drummer, and this one here has some great fast riffing in it. It's a really good song. And another bonus track was Fall of the Hypocrites. That one there, Phil gets down into the growls, and this one reminds me of some real old school Whitechapel. Great bang your head riffage in this one, blast beats, tasteful fills, such a heavy feeling breakdown kind of feel at the end, and a real long growl from Phil. So the album opened up. I really did like the first song, Our Endless War, and then it kind of got into their almost a different feel, a different style and mix for a while, and then it just opened up again on track number 8, Psychopathy. Overall, I think that the band may have been experimenting a bit on this, trying to make their sound a little bit more like other bands in the industry right now, make their sound similar to that. I hope they don't. Myself, I like the more raw mix of the vocals, the more raw mix of the guitars from Whitechapel that they have, and I think that distinguishes Whitechapel from sounding similar to other bands out there. Maybe they were trying to get a guitar sound that was closer to some like Periphery or Animals as Leaders or Veil of Maya. But, I think Whitechapel, they had more of a raw sound that just, they were unique with it. So I hope in their next album that they continue to, or they kind of go back into that just raw sound, just almost like when you Lamb of God, they have that real nice raw guitar sound, and it's not overproduced, and the vocals aren't overproduced. I hope kind of Whitechapel stays on that path. So you can check out the album and see see what you think. See if you start really liking it after track 8 and onwards, or if you like kind of the first half of the album, let us know. This is Ron from YouTube's Rock and Metal News. Thanks for tuning in.